Oklahoma is a big dog state. And I know you're a big dog lover.
Yeah.
44,000 dogs, a clinical trial of rapamycin.
Yeah.
How did you convince the scientific world that our pets are the bridge between lab mice and human longevity?
A shitload of work is how I convinced the scientific world. It was not easy. And I mean, when I say that, let me just be clear. Everybody thought it was a good idea, but nobody thought that we would be able to ever get it funded. And it took a long time. So the Dog Aging Project is what we're talking about here. The scientific study that is actually 54,000 dogs in the United States. Yeah. And a clinical trial that was officially started in probably 2014, 2015. But my two colleagues who started it with me, Daniel Promislo and Kate Creevy, were way ahead of the curve. They were thinking about this before I was started thinking about it. The idea that you could study aging biology in people's pet dogs and learn important stuff that would be both relevant for the health of the dogs and for the health of the humans. I'd known Daniel for several years. We were co-directing a course at Woods Hole together in 2014 and 2015. And so we spent a lot of time talking about this at that course. I was thinking, okay, in my lab, we're studying rapamycin and several other interventions that slow aging in mice. The biology of aging is super conserved. Some of these things are going to work in dogs. And then I had this kind of, double click moment where I'm like, oh my God, some of these things are going to work in dogs. And I was like, oh my God, my dog could live longer. Oh my God, we could slow aging in dogs. And so when I had that kind of, realization, I was like, I have to do this. And so that for me was when I set out to really start to build what ended up becoming the Dog Aging Project. So to go beyond just studying aging in dogs, which is most of the Dog Aging Project. So most of those 54,000 dogs are an observational study. We're not asking the owners to do anything. We're not giving them any drugs. We're just collecting data to understand the aging process in those dogs. But I was most interested in how do we take what we've learned in the laboratory and use it to increase health span and lifespan of our companion animals. So that's the clinical trial piece that we're now running a large scale, probably the largest veterinary clinical trial in the world, certainly the only one for lifespan, maybe outside of Loyal. I'm not sure how far along they are in their clinical trial to test whether rapamycin can slow aging in dogs, increase lifespan, and improve health span. So